Acquiring a disk image is easy with FTK Imager. At the end of this video, you'll be able to create a forensically sound disk image using FTK Imager and the Wiebetech USB Writeblocker. This tutorial covers the process of imaging a hard drive that has already been removed from a system with FTK Imager and a Writeblocker. FTK Imager comes in two versions, one that is installed on a PC and one that can be used during incident response from a thumb drive. We will be using the installed version for this tutorial, but both look and function the same. I will cover the following key steps in the process: attaching the drive with a Writeblocker, the acquisition process, and verification of the image's integrity. The image acquisition process should ensure the original drive remains completely unaltered, and to make sure a hardware device called a Writeblocker is normally used. There are several companies that make them, with the most popular being Tableau and Wiebetech. Prices range from several hundred to several $1,000s. You can also just mount the disk in read-only mode and image that way, but I do not recommend it. I will cover an inexpensive setup that is easy to use and will cover most devices you may run into. A Wiebetech USB blocker can be purchased from Amazon for around $200 and is the main component in the system. Additionally, you will probably need to get a few adapters to connect the drives to the Writeblocker. I recommend a Thermaltake dual drive docking station for attaching 2.5 and 3.5 inch SATA drives and SSDs to the Writeblocker. It can be had for about $50 from Amazon. Attaching the drive is straightforward. You just connect it. Let me show you these devices first. That is the Wiebetech Writeblocker, and it's really simple to use. You pull the ends off and it has a USB on one side and a USB receiver on the other side. This is the Thermaltake drive bay, and it'll hold 2.5 and 3.5 inch drives. USB on the back. Real simple to use. So what we'll do is this. On the Wiebetech, you can see that there's arrows pointing to where each device should be plugged into, one to the machine, one to the drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the cable from the drive bay, I'm going to plug that in, plug it into the drive bay. So that's what we're looking at. Drive goes in here. There's also power that goes on here, but we'll worry about that here in a second. And then this piece goes into your computer, and they send you a nice little extension cord. All you have to do is turn it on, and it will power up and go ahead and attach the drive to the computer in a way where it cannot be written to. So you're maintaining the integrity of that drive. Once the drive is attached to the imaging machine, launch FTK Imager. When the application is open, select the File menu and then click Create Disk Image. A dialog box will open, allowing you to select the source type. In this example, select Physical Drive and click Next. The next dialog box will ask you to select the drive you want to image. Select the appropriate drive from the drop-down and click Finish. Next, the application allows you to select the destination. Click Add. The next dialog box will ask what type of image type. Select EO1 and click Next. Now we will add some pertinent information about the case we are working. Enter the case number or a unique identifier. We're going to use example case 001. That's a good choice for this lesson. Next, add the evidence number. This is important if you are working a big case with multiple machines that need to be imaged. Enter HD-001 in the field, since this is the first piece of evidence. In the unique description field, enter a description of the evidence. In this case, we will enter subject 1 hard drive from workstation. The examiner field should be who is examining this case or evidence item. Insert your name here. Enter any notes if you need to. In this example, we'll leave it blank. Click Next. An image destination dialog box will open. Select the destination folder. Make sure you have enough space there. Images are large. Enter the file name of the image. Here we will use example case 001. Image fragment size indicates how large each piece of the image will be and is used to ease file copy and transfer. Leave it at the default size of 1500. Compression is used to make the image smaller. A raw disk image without compression will be the exact same size as the hard drive you are imaging. 500 gigabyte hard drive equals 500 gigabyte image file. Compression can make this significantly smaller at the expense of speed. Compression takes time. If the destination location is larger than the drive being imaged, set to 0 and it will be done much quicker. Otherwise, the default setting of 6 is a good compromise between speed and size. Click Finish. Now that you have the destination set, it's about time to start the image acquisition. Make sure the Verify Image After They Are Created checkbox is checked and click Start. Now make some popcorn and sit back and wait. A long time later, in this case 5 hours and 20 minutes, the image was done. Now FTK Imager will automatically start the verification process by getting an MD5 hash of the image, then verifying it matches what the imaging process came up with. Let's manually check ourselves so we understand the process a little bit better. Open the destination folder for the image. Notice that there are a lot of files called example case 001-exx, where XX is replaced by a number 01, 02, 03, etc. Notice there is an example case 001.txt. This is the report file. Open the report up and see what it contains. Inside are all of the case details, when the image acquisition started and finished, all the drive details and the computed hash. The image can now be processed in various forensic suites like FTK, Autopsy, Encase, Hexways, or Belkasoft. We can even add it to FTK Imager and browse the disk file system. To add the evidence to FTK Imager, just click the File menu and select the evidence item. When the dialog box opens, select the image file and click Next. Browse to the image file, click on the first EOM file and click Open. Then Finish. The image is now available in FTK Imager to examine. The top left area is the evidence tree. There should be an entry for your image file with a plus sign to the left of it. Click the plus sign to expand the image and browse the file system. When done, click File and remove all evidence items. That is all there is to creating a forensic image from a hard drive. In future videos, I'll cover memory images and live disk images acquired during incident response scenarios. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. To see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to be notified when new content is released. Thanks.